Hello, good morning from California and you're in
Seattle?
Washington?
Yep.
Seattle, yeah. So, good morning from the Pacific West Coast in the United States of America. We are ready for day 4 of Customer Appreciation Week, and we're kicking it off with one of my favorite people, Danielle Wickes from John Bead. How are you, Danielle?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm really good. I feel like we hit the hump of the week and now we're just cruising through to the end here. And we have so many great designs still left to learn. And everybody, all the customers seem so excited, like they're having such a good time, which makes me happy because that's the point, at the end of the day. So I'm doing pretty well. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good too. I've got nice quiet day here. My boys are in school and I got
Oh,
some beading done this morning and made myself breakfast and we're ready to teach.
beautiful. So, for folks who have never heard of John Bead, will you tell us who John Bead is first and foremost?
Sure. Yeah. We are a wholesale distributor of lots of stuff. My favorite being beautiful check glass beads and seed beads, which is my specialty, or some say addiction, which would all be true.
Depending how you look at it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And so, yeah, just beautiful stuff. And we are wholesale, so we mainly sell to bead stores, designers, and the like. But our stuff's everywhere, so you can get it lots of places, and I can help you find it. And
Mhm.
I also make kits using our products.
Yeah, John Bead is a multi-generational owned company. It was started years and years and years ago. I think it's on its third generation
Right? Yeah.
ownership now, and it's in Canada. But
Mhm.
they do distribute worldwide. It's a huge company. They have a huge warehouse full of all sorts of things, just about anything you can think of beading related. John Bead probably carries something in that category. They've got a wide assortment. They're probably a little less known because they are wholesale. So they're the folks that are selling to all of the bead stores and all of the hobby and craft stores behind the scenes. But I have noticed in the last, I'd say, decade, they've started really branding their products more clearly so that you can see that they're coming from John Bead. As you can see, that beautiful display behind Danielle looks fantastic. And our brand new rolla beads that we just brought in were because Danielle came and did a live beading party and showed us the fantastic way you could weave with them doing a peyote stitch with our soft touch beading wire. So you'll see those even on our website. And then John Bead is a distributor for Softflex products. So many stores buy their Softflex through John Bead as well. So we've been in partnership and collaborating for years upon years, and it's been really exciting to be able to do it more through video with the help of Danielle. So Danielle, I love your project.
Thank
It
you.
is a kit. Now, this kit is being sold in your Etsy store. Is that correct?
Yeah, I put these in my Etsy shop so they could be easily found, but shops are totally welcome to use this PDF to go and order these parts and offer these kits in their bead stores too.
Awesome. So you can they still find this kit on your Etsy, or did you sell through all of
Yeah, I sold out twice and I had to restock it. I was shocked. But
them?
this one is still in the shop. There's
I
a
was
few
not
left.
shocked. Can I
You
just
weren't?
say? I was not shocked one bit. Ooh, I
I
like
make
how
a
that
lot.
has kind of a fall vibe, the one that you just pulled up. Can we see that one again?
Yeah, this is the one that I named Desert because it has the turquoise with the silk
Mm-hmm.
gray, and this is like a apricot with a AB finish on it, and then the
So
sky
pretty.
blue. And those are the rolla beads, which you guys have.
Oh yeah, there they
They're
are.
integrated in all of these.
Awesome. Very cool. I'm very excited to see this come together. So we're going to highlight Danielle and let her get going, and then we'll
Great.
come back and and talk some more. One thing I would like to say is we're doing a giveaway every single episode of Customer Appreciation Week. So we have to start one here. I'm trying to think, what should we ask them today in the comments? Do you have different names of your colorways there?
Yeah, I do. The one I just held up was Desert.
Okay, so
And
Desert.
This one I just named Colorful. It was the original, the one I've made first. And that one is the one featured on the cover.
Okay.
This one I called Mermaid.
Oh, I like Mermaid.
And then this was the last one I made. It was Pebbles.
Pebbles. Okay, so in the comments, tell us which of these 4 colorways is your favorite. Pebbles, Mermaid, Colorful, or Desert. And Thomas, will you type those into the comments and put them at the bottom of the screen so it's easy for folks to remember what the names are? We will pick one random winner. You must be here live at the end of the show to get your prize. It will be a Peace and Love kit. Unless you've got one, then we'll figure something else out. But everybody so far has just wanted the Peace and Love kit. So I was worried I'd be giving it away and a lot of folks would already have it. But even if they already have it, they still seem to want it again. So it's okay. It's worked out well. Okay, so let us know which is your favorite. It'll be kind of fun, a little fun poll to see what colors you guys are into right now. And I will focus in on those beautiful bracelets and you can get going.
All right. I'll just dive in. I have grabbed one of the kits and this is the Desert colorway. I thought it'd be a good one to work because the colors are nice and easy and bright to see and they're really stand out from each other. So you can see the different steps. And the first thing you'll want to do in here is just let me identify what all the things are. So these are the rhombus beads. This is a 2-hole diamond shaped bead. And the cool thing about this bead is the holes run this way. And that makes the designing possibilities really like just kind of unusual and different. You can come up with stuff that's a little bit like like you wouldn't expect to see like with a 2-hole bead. Also in your kit are 2 yards of very fine soft touch. And it's literally like beading thread. You can just feed it through the beads and weave around like you would if you were bead weaving. Some size 10 check glass beads. Depending on the colorway you got, you'll have a different color. This one is an opaque gray. And then some of the 4.5 millimeter Rolla. And your color will depend on the kit you chose. And then there's a little bag of findings. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to attach one of the links of chain to my lobster claw. So I can have that ready for when I get to that part. So you'll have a head pin. And this was just to do this little decorative ending. So that's what the head pin's for. Chain and a lobster claw. So this chain opens. It has a seam side and a sealed side. And so the first thing I did when I was getting going is I turned one of them into a jump ring for my lobster claw. So I'm just going to open that up. And now this will be ready to go for me when I get there. All right, so I've got my lobster claw, chain, get my seed beads out.
Marisol is asking, who designed that rhombus bead?
This bead was designed by Lena Gillespie. She's a John bead designer, and she actually worked with a company in the Czech Republic that made these. And then the colors are so inspiring. There's about 48 colors, I think, available on the website at John Bead. And
Teresa's asking if we'll ever carry the rhombus bead. I don't know, maybe. Do you think we should, Teresa?
I think they're the most unique bead, and at the moment, they're a little hard to find. They're they're just so unusual. I think people aren't really sure. They're much larger than usually a shaped bead that's intended for like seed bead weaving, for example. Isn't this big? but it's got also generous hole diameter, also unusual for seed beading.
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe I'll look at them like I did the rolla beads. If I find a lot of people aren't carrying them here in the US, then maybe it's a good fit for Soft Flex to bring them in and make it available for everybody.
Oh yeah, I definitely think so. They're just so versatile. And I wanted to also share about the beading wire sizes. The reason I'm using the very fine is because the size 10 check, I wanted to be able to make 2 passes through these.
Mm-hmm.
But with the rhombus bead, you can use even medium, and medium will go through just fine.
Awesome. Melanie is asking if those beads come in mixed colors or if they normally sell them in one color tone.
Let me show you a bag of how they come. They do not come in mixes. I designed all these mixes. They're sold in bags of 100 beads
Mm-hmm.
of a solid color. So what bead stores and shops like mine often do is we will buy the 100-gram bags, or sorry, the 100-piece bags, and we'll make our own little mixes and put them in the bags like I did here, and usually sell them in like a bag of 25 or so. They say 100 on the bag, but I have yet to find one that doesn't have more than 100 in it. So they're weight heavy.
I see a lot of folks saying I would definitely buy those beads, so I will think on it.
Yeah, let me know if you need samples. I have a bunch here I can just drop in the mail to you too. And let's see. So in your kit, you have 2 yards of the very fine Soft Touch. And it's kind of in a spool. And I was really careful when I packed these that there's no kinks, so it's ready to go. But when you unspool it, just kind of very delicately kind of unspool it so you don't create any kinks. And of course, if you have one of these spools, you can always work from one of these spools too. Just cut yourself about 2 yards or so. And 2 yards is a lot. You maybe won't use it all. You probably will have extra, but I made it a little longer so you can weave in. Weaving in at the end, it can kind of help to have a little bit of space and some air. So that's what my goal was with that. Okay, so once you undo the beading wire, go ahead and bring your ends together so that you can find the midpoint and slide your chain on. And just let that fall to the midpoint of your beading wire. And from there, go ahead and put 3 seed beads on each side. So these are the tinies right here, the size 10 check. There's 3 on one side, and I got 3 on the other. And there's you're working with a lot of beading wire here, so just be mindful of when I'm working, it's kind of falling down off the table and stuff. I'm just trying to go slowly and keeping an eye on it. So there's those beads. They are down here around the chain. And you can choose any colors you like as far as like what order to put them in. But just pick up a rhombus bead. And remember, it's a 2-hole bead. And string each of those wires through each of the holes. So just like that. And again, you can make any color combination you'd like as far as like the order. You can color block it solid. I just went every other color 4 times on the designs that I did. And there you go. So that's step 1. We just got 3 seed beads with a chain in the center there. We're working at the midpoint of our 2-yard strand. So I've got a yard on each side going here. And I just brought it through my first rhombus bead. And now I'm going to string a rolla bead on each one. So there's the rolla beads, bring those down. And each one of those will sit just kind of on top of the bead. And don't worry about the spacing right now. We're, of course, going to fill that in with seed beads at the next step when we make our trip back down the bracelet. But from now, all we have to do is just add colors and rolla beads in between each one. So here's my next one. There we go. And I'm just going to repeat this until I get a length that I want. And all the samples have 15 beads as its length, which is 7 1/4 once you get all the findings on it. in length, but you can change that up. And all the kits should have extra beads. I did get contacted by a few folks who ordered some saying they'd like a few more. They wanted to make them longer. And if you find you have that situation, you can contact me through my page where you got the kit. And I can shoot a few extras your way if you wanted to make it even longer. So I got this one. And then I'm going to go to gray. And I'm kind of doing them at the same time, but you could work one side and then work the other side independently. There's more than one way to get this done. I think both of those methods will work great. I just found that doing 2 strands at the same time like this was the fastest for me. So that's how I've been working mine. And blue.
So within 2 days, today and tomorrow, we will have 3 of Bead Fest's winners for their prestigious award of, what was it exactly entitled, Danielle?
It was, so there were different categories. There was Trendsetters, which was the one that I was awarded.
Mm-hmm.
There was also Innovators.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was Up and Coming Influencers and Artists.
We will have 3 of them because we have Danielle today. And then tomorrow we have Sam and Nile, who are also both awarded at the latest Bead Fest. So how amazing is that to have such amazing designers for Customer Appreciation Week? I'm so happy for all 3 of you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I got to meet Sam.
Was that your first time meeting him?
Yeah, I never met him before. Not in person anyway. I've chatted with him, but like, you know, just online.
So, was it funny to like meet somebody in person that you've only seen on video?
Yeah, it's funny because I was talking to Nile and Nile's like, oh, you get to meet Sam. You'll be surprised. Sam is super tall. And I'm like, oh, really? Because I'm pretty tall. So I'm not used to like being like, oh, that person's tall. But yeah.
Sam is super tall?
Isn't he? Because you met him in person, right?
I met him in person, but I don't remember thinking, oh, wow, he's super tall.
Yeah, I was surprised too, because you see people on camera and you're just like, oh, you can't really tell.
Interesting. Well, I mean, I've seen him in person. I've met him in person, but I don't recall thinking that he was super tall.
Well, maybe not like, what's it called? Outlier tall, but, just
right.
like taller than you pictured him in your mind for some reason. I don't know.
That's cool. That's so funny.
And he's just really nice.
Who did I meet recently? I met somebody recently and I had only met them on video. And I was like, it's so weird. Like, I feel like I know. Oh, I know who it was. I didn't meet her in person though. This is a whole different kind of story. The lady from Jewel Loom.
Oh, Jules?
I had never spoken to her even, but I've seen her videos and just promotions and, different things over the years. So I felt like I already had spoken to her before, but we had a Zoom meeting and it was my very first time just speaking directly to her. And I felt like I already knew her, which is odd.
Aw, that's cool. I think she is so fun.
She is a lot of fun. Yeah. She's a lot of fun. We will be doing a collaboration with her coming up. One of the designers that works with her has been using Soft Flex on her looms. So she graciously sent Kristen and I some looms, and we will be collaborating on a project in the coming months here, which will be a lot of fun.
I want to tune in for that one. I just think that she is really inspiring.
I was like,
she-
it's so interesting how you can feel like you know somebody who you've never actually spoken to.
right? I know. But she's really easy to talk to, and her energy is really good and encouraging. So I got to meet her at Bead Fest too. And when I first met her, she was doing a demo of the loom, and I had just got there.
Mhm.
And the first thing she was saying is like, "Oh, I didn't bring scissors. I need some scissors." And I'm a seed beater, so I got scissors on my purse, right? So I'm like, "Oh, I got the scissors," and I ran over to Katie, and I'm holding, and she's like, "Bring those up here." So I actually had to walk up on the stage and hand the scissors.
Oh.
And so we were instantly friends there.
Oh,
Yeah.
scissor buddies.
Yeah. So cool. Well, I've got this at the spot where something new happens. And so once you string your length, go ahead and string 3 seed beads on each strand. You don't want to end with the rhombus beads. You know how we've been going, rolla. We've been going rhombus, rolla, rhombus, rolla. On the last one, just end with your rhombus bead. Skipping the rolla here. Normally we'd put in one next, but now we're going to just put 3 seed beads.
And you do include written instructions in the kit. Is that right?
Oh, yes. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. So when you got your kit, there would be like a link on the receipt. Some of them, the link was at the top of the receipt. So these are on my website. You can download them at daniellewickesjewelry.com. And when you go to that page, just click on tutorials, and it's the very first one. And you'll see all the bracelets like lined up. And then that's where this document is. And it has all of the instructions for how to do the design in there. So you don't have to memorize any of this stuff.
And this is a good point too. This video will be available for replay indefinitely on the Soft Touch Company Facebook YouTube channel. And we're doing a playlist for the entire week of Customer Appreciation Week. So if you missed any of the episodes, you can look for that playlist, Customer Appreciation Week 2022. And all of the videos that we have done throughout the week will be on that playlist to make it real easy. And I believe Kristen put the playlist right on our front page of our YouTube channel. So it'll be easy to find everything again and again and again if you want to watch it over and over and over.
Yeah, no, that's great. And what I'll do is I'll go through and add the link to the replay in the PDF, and then upload a copy of that there too.
And then point out, we also will put together a blog post, which will have links to every single video. So you can go through that too. We try to make it as accessible as possible in so many different places. The presenters put a ton of time into each of these kits, and a lot of the kits will be available in an ongoing fashion. So the videos will be good for future use too.
That's so great. All right, so I've got all of my stringing done, and then I put 3 seed beads on each of the strands here. And now I'm just going to go through the clasp. So take one side and go through the jump ring that we attached to our lobster claw earlier. Just bring that down. And then take your other side and bring that through the jump ring in the opposite direction. So going in the opposite direction through that jump ring. So that we cross inside of the jump ring. And then from here, I'm going to go ahead and go through the seed beads. So with the side that I just brought through this way, I'm going to go through the seed beads that are on the opposite side from it. And nothing is super tight yet, so don't worry about that.
Naomi wanted to back up to the beginning. She has a question that says, do you just put the chain in the middle of the beading wire and then start stringing with a seed bead and then the rhombus?
Yep. Yeah, that's how we started. We brought, we took out our beading wire. We found the midpoint. And we brought the chain down to the center, to the midpoint. And we strung 3 seed beads on each side. And then went through the rhombus, rolla, did that all the way up here. And then we put 3 seed beads up here and crossed inside of the clasp. And now I'm going through the seed beads on the opposite side, which basically the strands crossed each other. I'll bring the visual up and show you guys. Just let me get this one through those 3 seed beads there. Okay, so in the handout, what you'll see, so we came up through the last bead and then we crossed in here, and then each side travels down the opposite side. So they came up, crossed each other, and now they're going down the opposite way.
Another question is if you can substitute a size 6 seed bead for the rolla bead, what that would be like.
I think it would work. I think it would work fine. It would have a different look. This has like a boxy look to it. The round bead would probably, I'm making a guess here, but I have a feeling instead of the 5 count that I'm about to show you, adding these 5, I have a feeling you might want to do 6 if you had a 6/0 seed bead. So you would add 6 size 10s. The reason I say that is because the beads are round, so it's going to they're going to squinch in more, right? They're going to bring the hole closer to this hole. Whereas right here, when the beading wire exits the rhombus bead, it's going kind of up a little bit into the rolla, because the rolla is a cylinder shape and it's raising it's causing it to do this a little bit. Whereas a 6/0 wouldn't. A 6/0 is going to tuck itself right in and just butt up right against the one that's on the other side. I'll try it and then see if those counts are different. That's just my gut feel, is that the counts would change a little bit. But I'll show you that right now, and then you can always just play. You just try it through a few and then see how it looks. You can just pull it out and change it. So what we did here, we just went through our clasp, and then I brought my beading wire through the seed beads that are on the opposite side. I'm going to bring that closer so you guys can see. And I'm going to tighten a little bit. To do that, I'm going to take and just hold everything in place a little bit and pull on this side. And then I'm going to pull on this side. Just pulling on each of these. And that tightens things up a lot right here. Okay, so the next thing we want to do, and this is probably the only time-consuming part of the whole design, is we're going to pick up 5 seed beads. Three, there's 5 there. And we're going to go through the next roll of bead. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'll work probably 3 sections of these, and then I'll just start working with one side to make it faster. That's kind of how I did it downstairs when I was making all of these samples, was just to get it so that the tension's tight. I'm going to switch back and forth.
Enough time to make all of the jewelry that you make, because it's not usually simple jewelry. I feel like you have more time-consuming projects that take some engineering to figure out. How on earth are you doing it?
Yeah, with sometimes the bead weaving can be a little crazy. Like the hardest part for me, honestly, so this one, I feel like this one could safely be done in an hour, and that gives me the benefit of getting to see it, like from start to finish. But there are other projects where there's just no way I could demo it in an hour, like my seed beading projects. So what I end up having to do is when I do a class, I've had to make 4 of them usually, because I got to show it at different steps and then have the ability to like zip ahead. And it's, classes that I do for seed bead weaving, they have 7 to 8 hours of prep. So a lot goes into them, but lots of love goes into them too. I do enjoy seed beading. It's what I'd be doing anyway with my free time. So,
right.
Like, it doesn't matter, right? Seed beading for a class or for myself, it kind of like all just still works out.
Well, everybody in the comments is sending you so much love. They love this project. They love your projects in general and your teaching style. So thank you for being here with us today, Danielle. It's such a pleasure to get to spend time with you doing a little seed beading.
Oh, thank you.
And I love that you're using our soft touch wire, because I feel like it is one of the wires that people don't realize even exists. And it's such a special wire because it's so thin and so flexible and can be used in so many different ways if you take the time to explore it. So it's really fun to see what you've been doing with it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's really very cool. And I think we've got more ideas that you and I were talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
I've
some
got
of
you on
them,
the schedule, right? For like the beginning of October.
I think so. Yeah.
So maybe a rolla bead, bead weaving project again of some kind. And we are thinking about other stitches that might work.
Yeah, the first thought I had was like, I wonder if, well, for sure I know right angle weave would work, but you guys have actually done a lot of that
Mm-hmm.
with just like big beads, right? Um,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's the same concept, but it might look different. So we could try that.
Mm-hmm.
But then the other thing is, I was thinking herringbone stitch, which is a true bead weaving stitch.
Mm-hmm. Ooh,
And I'm actually teaching that tomorrow, but I want to try it with beading wire and see if it works. Because why wouldn't it? It would work, right?
yeah. I'm actually working on one of the peyote stitch bracelets because I think I'm going to turn it into a reel because some of our customers watch things just in those short bursts.
Oh yeah, you do
Not
amazing reels.
a long form live video. So I was thinking it would be nice for them to be able to see how fun it is to bead weave with soft touch.
Oh yeah,
And I'm
your
obsessed.
reels are amazing. They're very inspiring, and they always kind of like get me all jazzed whenever I see them.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I like making the reels. It's really helpful as a working mom that has kids at home because I can put music over it.
Right?
There's
Oh my
like, they can come in and out, whatever they're doing, it doesn't matter. It's a little harder to have live videos all week because
Well, I relate completely to what you're saying. You don't know how many times I've had a great video, like I've been doing this, just like amazing, caught it, stayed in the camera field, all of that, and then in
yeah.
the background you hear, "Mom,
I need a
Mom,
snack.
Patrick hit me!" I'm like, oh,
Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm looking. Lynn says, I've only used Softflex beading wire for almost 17 years, but I've not used the Superfine yet. I may have to get
oh,
some. We might have to have a
yeah.
challenge of just what you can do with a soft touch. Let's see. Terry says, I love soft touch. LOVE, capital letters. She loves it. I do too. It's very flexible. Even in the thicker diameters, it is more flexible and more supple. So if you're not showing the color in your design, I always suggest you try the soft touch because it's really quite beautiful strung under your beads. But it's also great for things like this where you're going in and out of a lot of different things. And do you see how Danielle's using it like a needle and doesn't need a needle with it? That's like the
Yeah.
best.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And it does. It works just like one. It's a little softer than a needle would be, so I'm kind of I'm intending it to pick that up, but it works. It works.
Yeah, and it's good to know that it is still a wire. It's not going to work exactly like a thread, and so that's part of using it and just exploring with it. You know, like Danielle is doing, and that you can use it in certain ways and it'll work really well, and then maybe in other ways not as well. So there may be some exploration to be had. Let's see what.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Will the superfine break if it kinks or is bent? It will not just snap if you kink it. But if you really, really, really yank on it, it's a 5-pound break strength. You can snap it. So it is a little bit more tender than our thicker diameters, but still much stronger than a thread. A 5-pound break strength is pretty good. A thread would probably break at a much lower break strength if it was being really yanked on by a 5-pound weight. And I think as far as like lasting with the beads on it, it's going to last forever because it's going to be a lot stronger than a thread, and it's not going to shred in the same way that a thread might.
Yeah, I totally agree. And it also has a different lay than thread. Like when I
Mm-hmm.
made this, I did do this design with thread. It is actually, it makes it tighter and the beads kind of cinch up more together. Whereas this one, it really flows. It's got super flowy. I mean, check this out. You can,
Mm-hmm.
it's just really cool. And so the beading wire, you can see it, like you can see the beading wire in there, right? Whereas
Mm-hmm.
with the thread automatically has to just tighten itself up. And so all of these beads, you, they all sit closer to each other in a stitch design,
Mm-hmm.
which gives
One
it kind of,
question is, will you restock the mermaid kit?
I actually just had one of those bead bags up from Mermaid and I have the beads now. So I can, it's just a matter of sitting down and doing it. So yeah.
Stacy's also asking, will you put more together?
Yeah, I just got a restock in. I was curious, like if making more. I think my Etsy shop can take a restock request, so I can see how many to make of which one. I thought about making it make to order because I made a bunch of all the last ones, and one of them was a lot more popular than the other. That one was Mermaid. It sold out first, and then I
Mm-hmm.
still had like bunches of the others left. So yeah, I'm curious if that works. I can just make them to order, and it's quicker.
Becky's asking about the soft touch being better than Fireline for bicones. I'm not certain, but I would guess that it would be stronger. It's 7 strands of stainless steel with a nylon coating. So it's very
Oh,
strong, very flexible. If you could go up a step to 014, it's 21 strands of steel and it has a little bit of a thicker nylon coating. So it would be a little bit of a better choice, but it's possible that it would handle better than Fireline.
I'll try
Anita,
it.
kinks on me. What am I doing wrong? The biggest
Oh,
thing is to make sure you're going through your beads nice and straight. The wire will sort of
yeah.
make a circle. It kind of makes a curl. And if you pull that curl through, it'll create a kink. So just try to make sure you're keeping that wire passing through everything straight, and you may have to just go a little slow at the end. Do you have any tips, Danielle?
I agree. Yeah, your tips are great. And then I've noticed, like as I've been pulling through each one, I'll show it on this next one. When I'm pulling it through, if it's doing this at all, see how this is kind of crossing itself? And as you start to tighten and tighten and tighten, if it's doing this at all, that last little pull through is going to kink.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a loop like that when you're pulling through, flip that loop open.
Mm-hmm.
As you're guiding it through, take that pressure off it. I've been doing that without thinking about it. I should have shouted that out. It
No,
was just something that I wasn't really thinking. It's become motor memory because I've made so many of these now.
uh-huh. Paula says that she's used Soft Touch with brick stitch. So that's good to
Really?
know.
Oh, Paula, that's cool. Yeah. Hey, tag me if you want to share one of those because I want to try that. That sounds awesome.
Sounds
That would
awesome.
work with the rolla, wouldn't it? Like we could just stack them up.
Probably.
Well, so
Oh,
this one's pretty much done. What I'm going to do next is finish it up. So I'm going to bring. So here I've got everything I've done so far is just string 5 seed beads, and go through the rolla. Right. I'm going to do the same thing again, but instead of going through the roll, I'm going to go through this loop here at the top. And from there, I'm just going to show how to weave in, and then it's all set. But so, and again, the count stays 5. That was the one that kind of worked for me. Do feel free to change that, though. You have lots of extra of the check tenno that you can play with. I think I did a whole 5.2 grams of them in these bags. So you have enough for a lot of projects. This one uses like 0.7 grams to do. I've got 5 on there. And so this part, just give yourself some grace, be patient, but go ahead and feed it through all of those beads. And you'll probably not be able to get it through in one swoop. I just got through 2. And so here's another one of those kink opportunities. See how it's crossing itself right there? I just automatically help it by, see? And that would have been a kink if I hadn't done that. So bring that over. And right now, all I'm doing is just traveling through those beads. Those are the 6 beads that we strung in the very beginning to attach our chain at the first step. And when you get to the other side, just leave this, leave that strand aside. Here's going to be another kink. Watch. See, it's doing that. Let me move this one out of the way. So if I keep pulling right now, it's going to do this as it goes in. See, I don't really want it to do that. I'm going to help that loop open like that. You can even kind of stick your finger in it and help it pull through. So hopefully that helps with the kinks. I hope that helps the question from earlier. Okay, so I've gotten through all 6 of those. I'm going to set this one aside for now. I'm switching to my other strand. Put 5 beads on there. And there's 4, here's 5. This is where it really shines that you're working with the 0.0 and 0, because I'm going to go through all these beads again. So that's 3 passes through a size 10 check. And it's really not tight at all. It's going through just fine. And it can help if you use like a magnifier if you're not super nearsighted like me. I'm really nearsighted, so this kind of things, I see them really well, but you're a little tiny. Here's another kink. Watch. I'm going to flip it, pull it through. So you just want to watch for those crossed loops. Okay, and when you get over to the other side from this last little crossing, you can make a choice here if you want to keep going through the seed beads or if you want to go through the rhombus bead. But once you get through those 6, and you get to this side here, you can just decide there. Let me move my chain out of the way really quick. Got one more to get through. And my wire automatically went through the next seed bead, so that's the path I'm going to take. And there you go. So now all we have to do is just kind of make it more secure. So there is no crimping, and I didn't do any knots. I treated it just like I do my bead weaving projects. And I brought all these things down and I just wove them in. And it's a little time consuming.
I'm just so baffled that you're not even knotting it. I was talking about this the other day. I don't know if you caught it, that I had to knot it and glue it because I just was so, I couldn't imagine. But you think it's okay if you weave back through?
I do. Yeah, all of these are made that way. And you can kind of see up here, let's see which side I did my weaving in is over here, where you've got like double going through the beads. Mm-hmm. And I'll show how I did that. But I brought it down to like well past the 4th bead.
Mm-hmm.
So going through the seed beads, rhombus bead, or sorry, rolla bead. Then I go through the rhombus, then through the rolla. Then there's some seed beads, through the rolla, back through the rhombus. So it's doing this. And every time you do that, it's locking in.
And then you just cut the wire?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I did on all of these. If you felt like you really wanted to crimp, I have a tip of where to do that and how that I was going to try. I felt like I don't need to do that. And also the other cool part about not crimping it is this thing is going to it's going to work itself out as far as like the tension. Mm-hmm. So this is free tension. Like it kind of, it's not solid anywhere. Like it can move. And that's because if the wire is too tight on one side or too loose on the other side, it just kind of fixes it. You just pull it and there it is. And
Kristen's really excited about not knotting it or gluing it.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of glue. Like glue is not my thing. So let me show you what I did so everyone's kind of like on the same page of like how to
Right?
weave in.
Wow.
But I totally like I have people who join my seed bead classes and they are knotters and they prefer to knot. And I'm like, okay, no problem. So I always show people if you're gonna knot, here's a good place to knot. So we'll talk about knotting and crimping. But if you want to weave in, here's what I did. I just went through the rhombus, or sorry, the seed beads here on the side. I went through all of those, right? Then I went through the rolla. And I'm going to go through the rhombus bead now.
Would you recommend size 10 seed beads on the side, or were those size 11s?
So if you're using check, use a size 10. If you're using Japanese, an 11 will be fine.
Okay. And Cheryl was asking, would you recommend using a wire guard on the fine soft flex? You absolutely could, but it should be fine without it. So it's an aesthetic choice. If you want to use it, you can, but you don't have to. Let's see. I thought I saw one other question. Just lots of you're amazing. This is fantastic.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, and Terry says, I am a right angle weave person, and this changes literally everything.
Oh, yeah. Terry, I can't wait to see what you make.
Very exciting. So remember to enter our giveaway. Tell us which colorway of Danielle's you prefer. I think there was Pebble, Desert, Mermaid, and Colorful. So one.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Good memory.
They stuck with me. And when you're all done with that, I'll show them what I've been working on over here on my end.
Oh yeah, and I need to send you a kit. You and Kristen need a kit. So let me know what color you'd like.
Oh, well, if you're doing mermaid again, I'm a mermaid fan.
Awesome.
I'm officially a California girl. So
yeah, you live right down by the ocean.
I live by the Carquinez Strait, which feeds into the ocean.
Oh,
so
okay.
I am by the ocean, probably like an hour away from the ocean. But there is a big waterway that feeds into the bay, and then that feeds into the ocean. And we're right next to that. So that's super nice. I've never lived by water in my whole life, and it is immensely beneficial for mental health.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's really lovely. And just being in a cooler climate has been really fantastic too.
It's very calming to me to just stand next to a body of water. Who was it that said that? Kurt Vonnegut?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just standing next to it and looking out.
Yeah.
We have a stormwater pond near my house where when it just gets a little loud here, I go out there. And I don't even care if it's raining. I'll just go. And it's a lot of water, but I mean, there's lots of water in Seattle everywhere you look. So
Kristen says she loves Desert. So if you're sending her one, she'll
Desert it is. That's my favorite too. And that and Pebbles, I was torn between the two, but I like them both.
And of course, Kristen lives in the desert, so it's perfect.
Exactly. Well, I will send you one, Kristen. And I need to make more colors. So I didn't even tap all of the colors that were available. I threw them together.
Maybe a good goal would to have another colorway for the time we meet up in October.
Yeah.
And we can show that too and remind people of this beautiful design. That'll give everyone time to make the colorways they already have.
Yeah, exactly. Well, so in just that time we've been chatting, I wove all the way down to here.
Whoa.
All I did was I just went through the seed beads, the rolla bead, then I would go through the rhombus, then I'd go through the rolla, then I'd go through the seed beads for one, rolla, back to rhombus, rolla, seed bead. So it's doing this, right? And now I'm going to trim it. So I'm going to get some flush cutters. So you're ready.
And you're using the black Soft Touch.
Yeah, the one I put in the kits is this one. which is the grayish kind of like.
Oh, okay, gray.
Yeah, and then you know what? That would have been a good idea. I should have demoed with the black one though, right? That would have been cool. But no, I'm actually demoing with this
On
color.
the screen, but it may just be the beads with it. Yeah, there's a satin silver color, there's black, or there's white. So there are some color options in Soft Touch Very Fine. I'm using the white right now.
Oh, and see, that would be beautiful too. That's another thing I should try, is creating one of these with the different color Soft Touch. This, because you do see it, right? It's visible a little bit in there. You can see how it's kind of. But
It looks good with the gray beads, though. That makes a lot of sense.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, I mean, this is just going to be. It's perfect. I love it. And it's flowy, right? It's just all of that's going to adjust out. Now, if you wanted to, here's a thought I had about using a size 1 crimp. I was thinking, oh, the comment is cute. Thank you so much.
You're a unicorn.
My friend Julie from TRCast says that about me too. That makes my heart feel good.
Julie's the sweetest.
I love her.
Silky
silky beads. Yes, in fact, a silky bead would be great, because don't those holes run this way? I think, is that right? I think they do. And I like variations of this will work with checkmate tiles, you know, like definitely try your idea, because all this is stringing one way and then crossing and stringing back the other way, going through some beads. I mean, there's so many things you can do. You can just go crazy with the ideas. But yeah, if you wanted to crimp, oh, go ahead. Sorry to cut you off there.
No. You go ahead.
Well, I haven't tried this yet. That's my big disclaimer. But I was thinking, if you wanted to, you could start your design. You remember how at the very first step we brought this chain to the midpoint? You could bring the chain to the midpoint, and while you're at it, put a 1 crimp on there.
Then just leave it there waiting.
Yeah, the only thing I'm thinking is once you come back. So basically you would do it, you would string everything out, cross, come back, string the pretty embellishment, and then you'll find yourself back here again, and you could cross back through. You could even do a size 2 crimp, I feel like. But in order to make that crimp, you need to be able to get your tool around it. So you'd have to use a count that sticks out more here. So instead of having just the 6 seed beads, maybe try 10. And you might be able to get your tool under it, especially if you're using the micro. Or, I mean, the other thought I had is you could just flatten the crimp, but I didn't say that. And then the other thing you could do is you could knot underneath a rolla, and it would hide the knot, like a half hitch knot.
Yeah, and by micro, I'm going to add this in here. By micro, she is meaning 1x1 crimp, and then there's a special crimping plier for it. So, for example, so you can see the difference in size, we carry both sizes of crimp on our website. This is a 2x2. That's the regular size most of you are used to, that we use on a typical basis just to add clasps to our medium or fine or heavy soft flex. Here's a 1x1, which you can use with this very fine wire. And then there's a micro crimping plier, which you can also find on our website, that allows you to put a little like bend in it and then fold it into a smaller circle. So that is an option for finishing. They're really, really tiny. I mean, you can barely see them once they're crimped, really, which is nice. Okay, well, that was really wonderful, Danielle. What a beautiful design you have there. Can you show us all the colorways again? Look at all those pretty designs. So lovely. And yeah, so Danielle will hopefully be restocking her colors. She'll be back with us in October, which will be fun. Here's a design that she was teaching me last time she was here, which is the peyote stitch with the rolla beads. So we just got all these rolla beads in just in the last, I don't even know, 2 weeks, I think. Maybe it was last week. Everything's kind of a, oh God, what do you call it? Whirlwind.
It's always.
I feel like we've been in a tornado. So you can get all of these Rolla colors from softluxcompany.com now. And they are from our friends up north, John Bead. And I picked a pretty good selection. I still have a green I was trying to get. They were out of stock on it. Hopefully it comes in soon. So we'll add a green. I was also going to look at a purple. I saw someone asking for purple. So I noted that, and I noticed we do not have a purple. We should probably work on that to get the full rainbow. But right now you can get this full bundle on the website, and you get 30% off when you buy it as a bundle. So you get all of the colors, which is a lot of fun. But look at how
wow,
that works up with those two colors. That's the turquoise and the gold. And I imagine any of the metallics are going to look really pretty with the color. Like copper and dark blue. We have a silver, really pretty silver. I bet that would look gorgeous with this tanzanite color. So lots of options. And then, of course, you can check out Soft Touch Beading Wire as well while you're there. It comes in 10, 30, and 100-foot spools. It comes in black, white, and satin silver. So lots of great options. And then I'm going to be using this temple clasp on the end here. So look for the reel today. I will finish this up probably at some point, one hopes. I'm trying to make the long piece now so I can show the start and then show the end, so that's where I'm going with it. We'll see. Hopefully that'll entice some other folks who haven't seen the longer form video to check out our Rolla beads too. So that's it. The last thing I've got is a little poem. My kid just shoved this under the door yesterday. She told me she's been missing me. So she and Grandma wrote me a poem. Isn't that so cute? It was in my box with my Rolla beads. So I thought.
Oh, I love that.
Wanda said, "One hopes shall be my motto for the day." Oh, that's my motto every day this week.
Right? Yes.
Well, while we wait to see if our winner is here, Thomas, if you want to name our winner, that would be great. We're going to look at the calendar for the rest of the week. Winner is Ursula. Ursula, let us know that you're here. And Thomas, if you could post her comment up if she responds, that would be helpful. I'm going to look at this calendar here. We have got the most amazing Jill Wiseman coming up at 1 o'clock. I will be back with Jill to hang out. And then this evening, we've got Joyce Trowbridge from Just Beat It, and Kristen will be here with her. I think I get to hang out with Sam tomorrow, but it may be Kristen. At 11 a.m. Friday morning Pacific time, we'll have Sam and Rachel from Sam's Bead Shop. Then we'll have Nile from Silver Silk and More. And then we're going to have a short after party. Danielle, will you be able to join us for the after party?
I will. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I felt like we needed a time just to decompress.
Yeah. And just chat and have fun, and I'll bring some beads and just play.
Yeah, look at each other's jewelry and just kind of say, "Oh wow, we did that."
I've purchased some of the kits from the other designers. I couldn't resist. I want them all, but I got a few, and so I'm gonna bring those beads and just play with those.
Oh, that's awesome! Do you mind telling me whose kit you decided to get? I would love to know.
I actually got two. I got the one from Sam, and then I got the one from Abby Berta. And I got yours too. I got the lavender. So there's three actually.
Abby, I felt so bad for poor Abby. She was so sick earlier this week. I can't wait till her video comes out.
It'll be great. Her video will be wonderful.
I know. She does such a good job on her YouTube videos. And if you're not following her YouTube channel, you should go follow, because she's got some really fantastic videos that you can watch all the time, and many of her kits are available still if the video is on her YouTube channel. Did we find Ursula? Ursula, are you here? Are you here? Please let us know if you're here. You must be present to claim your prize. Nobody leave yet because you might be named as a secondary winner if you have entered our giveaway as well. Make sure you like and share this video, and I hope you've liked all of our Customer Appreciation Week videos. Thank you for being with us all week long. I have been having the best time with all of these presenters. I feel so lucky to get to spend my week with the likes of you, Danielle.
I've been looking forward to this too. It's really fun for me.
It's really fun. And I feel like I have just the best job ever, to tell you the truth. Okay, we're guessing Ursula's not here. We're going to pick a secondary winner. Who will it be? Let's see what Wanda just said. Wanda said, Thomas runs a tight ship, Ursula. Best speak up now.
I love Wanda so much.
I do too.
She's the coolest.
Ooh, Stacy.
Yay, Stacy.
Are you here? Let us know, and then we'll have you email info@softluxcompany.com to claim your prize. I'm pretty sure I'm driving our customer service people batty with my prize giving this week, but thankfully they're kind and gracious and will put up with me. Email info, and if you already got the Peace and Love kit, just let us know. We'll figure something else out. But if you're good with the Peace and Love kit, that'd be wonderful. Oh, Stacy. We had to go through 3 the other day, Danielle.
I was watching one yesterday where you went through 3. It must have been that one.
There she is.
Oh, there she is. Yay, Stacy. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Stacy. Please email info@softluxcompany.com. Oh no, Ursula is here. Uh-oh, we'll do both, Thomas. 2 winners this hour.
Yay.
Okay, so 2 winners. Both of you email info, and Thomas will take care of letting our wonderful folks in the customer service department know. And Danielle, anything new going on at Danielle Wickes Jewelry or at John Bead that the rest of us should know about?
I've got my usual classes. I've got one tomorrow. That's at 12 Pacific.
Do you have a sample?
2 p.m. Central. Yeah, I do. I am making, let's see, it's kind of like hooked to my board, but I'm doing this one tomorrow, which is because like all of September, we decided to go with Back to Basics to bring some new folks in to bead weaving. So I'm just going to introduce herringbone stitch tomorrow.
What size bead is that?
Oh, this is a size 8.
Oh, okay. So you think we can maybe do that with the Rollas?
I think we can. And I mean, this is really tiny right here. And honestly, it would be no problem to get the fine through even an 8.0 or even an 11.0. So, I mean, it's doable, especially with this method. And so I just need to sit down and try it, but in my mind, I can't think of why it wouldn't work.
It's so pretty. It's really pretty. I love that colorway too with the blues and the purples.
Me too. This is also herringbone. This is our first class in October, and it's a spin. It's got different size beads. You got 6.0, 11.0, and then 8.0 all together. And this one has like a, how if you have a pilled sweater, it has a bead sticking up on it to look like a pilled sweater. And I was trying to go with like an academic, light academia theme. So
very cool.
Another thing I think would work with the beading wire, nets, netted ropes. Why not? Right?
Yeah. No, I've always done the African helix, and that's kind of similar to that.
Oh, you have to teach me. So I've never done a helix. I need to learn.
It's really easy once you get going. It's really fun. I've been toying with the idea of doing it for a great bead extravaganza. I just haven't gotten myself together to do it. But I think I could do it with the rolla beads. I just would need a long tubular, like a bugle bead of some kind.
Oh, so I can send you some bugles. I've got loads of them. These are actually bugles here. Yeah, like
Yeah.
a size 3 check. Those are
Mhm.
a pretty like generous bugle, and they're the most versatile because I feel like they go really nice with a size 8 seed bead, and I use them a
Mhm.
lot. So yeah,
Yeah. So
I'll send you a collection of
one of these days I'm gonna do that.
that. Do you feel like you just can't like get to all the ideas? I feel like that.
Yeah. And I get really
Mhm.
excited. I'm like, ooh, Softflex on a loom. Ooh, Softflex bead weaving. Ooh, Softflex knotting. Like,
Yes.
squirrel, squirrel. It's very hard to concentrate, for sure. But anyway, that's my issue at hand. How do folks sign up for your Michaels classes?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I forgot to say that part. You go to michaels.com/classes and then just filter out for jewelry, and all the jewelry classes will come up. And if you see a seed bead, it's probably me or one of us. So yeah, you can click on
And
that.
then do
And
they get a supply list and they just buy the supplies, or how does the
oh yeah.
supply work?
So I create project PDFs for all of my classes, and so like you'll get patterns and you'll get PDF step by steps. All of that's downloadable. If you click on the materials list, you'll see the very first item is click here to download the instructions, and then that'll pop up, and you can see like if it's something you're interested in.
That's
Yeah,
awesome. So there's a class tomorrow, but there's a class every Friday, you guys.
yeah. Nearly every Friday. I think we're taking the first week of October off because that's Thanksgiving in Canada on
Oh,
that
nice.
weekend. I think it's like on the
Mhm.
Monday or the Sunday. But then we're back for the last 3 weeks of October with more classes, and I'm working on November now, so it's
Okay,
lots
so do you do all of your design samples, and then do you do all of the graphics and the instructions and everything every
I
single week?
do, yeah. Like long before I picked up a bead, I was into doing IT, and so I do all the graphic design. So I draw all my drawings, and I actually like I'll design it first on the computer before I stitch it because I feel like that for me helps me see what I'm going to do without having to
Mhm.
spend that hour or 2 hours trying an idea. And if you have your beads to scale, you can just lay them out and see if they fit together. You can kind of identify like a problem before reaching it. I do still, sit down with the beads and just stitch and see what happens. I do that too, but yeah, I do all those, and I do the video, and like the videos are there.
That's
You got to edit that stuff. You got to.
Mary wants to know, can they replay your Michaels classes at different
Yes,
times?
you can. They're on Michael's YouTube, so you can go there and find all of them. Like we've done 100 classes for Michael's. So I have 100 classes out there on YouTube for Michael's. That's a lot of stuff you can scroll through. And they're usually, so like we'll teach Friday, and then the following Tuesday, you can find it live. And we also, we keep a consolidated list and post the links to all those YouTube videos. If you go to blog.johnbead.com, you can find all of them there too.
Mhm. Mhm.
And the PDFs are there.
Yeah. The one thing you can't find at Michael's is Softflex beading wire. So all of
Oh,
you send them an email. Tell them they need some Softflex. But we, of course, love that they are helping our beading community learn. And so we're always happy to share all their information, even if they haven't carried Softflex yet.
I know, right?
Someday we'll get in there. Let's see. So good to see all of you. Thank you for being here with us today, Danielle. I look forward to
Thank
seeing you
you.
tomorrow at the after party
I'll be
and
there.
do a little beading together. And thank you. I saw all the beautiful well wishes to my family for letting me do this all week. I appreciate that. I'm sure they'll appreciate it
Yeah.
too someday if they watch this video back. They'll know you all appreciated the time. And Danielle, I think it's agreed upon in the chat. You are an amazing teacher, and everybody really loves your projects. So
Oh, thank you.
we feel very grateful here at Softflex that you came and spent some time with us for Customer Appreciation Week.
Oh, thank you, Sarah. And thank you, everyone at Softflex, and everyone for the nice comments.
Of course. So you can find Danielle's kits on in her Etsy store. And they may be sold out now, but maybe some other colorways will pop up. And maybe there's some other things in the Etsy store that you can check out that you may enjoy as well. I have a feeling. And then, of course, you can find all the Rolla beads and Soft Touch over at softflexcompany.com. Tell everybody at John Bead, Softflex sends a big hug and a kiss. And we'll be back again at 1:00 p.m. Pacific time with Jill Wiseman for her seed beading projects. It's seed beading day, apparently, until we get to Joyce this late afternoon. So we'll be back. It's going to be great. I can't wait to see all of you back again, and I'll be doing another giveaway. So come hang out and see you in just a little bit. Bye, everybody.